get married?
Yeah.
Did you want to get married when you were 21, or you were just partying?
I didn't want to get married when I was 21, but I knew I would always want to get married. It's hard in your 20s because it's hard to find men in their 20s.
Do you ever give it up on the first night?
Not since my college years, I'll say that.
Why'd you stop after your college days?
It just kept leading me down the wrong road, and I was like, I'm not about to keep doing this. I kept being disappointed.
It's amazing how women in these clips will describe exactly how they ended up forever single, and they don't even catch it. If this isn't a mind virus, I don't know what is. And that really brings up the main point here. Feminist delusion is never ending. It's like an insanely bad infestation in an urbanized center. The second you think you've seen it all, there are hundreds in another corner. At that point, no amount of talking and compromise is gonna fix it. The only solution is to sit back and stop feeding the machine with money. Here are the top comments. You weren't looking for a marriage in your 20s, now marriage isn't looking for you in your 40s. Dude, an amazing comment right off the bat. 10 out of 10. Gold star for you. I'm glad she learned her lesson though. Some women will never learn, only have SCX when you're in a loving and committed relationship. That's a nice thought, but judging by this chick's description, the damage is done. Totally cooked. She's making the guy she's dating wait for SCX, but she didn't make Brad, Chad, Kyle, or Tyrone wait, so in other words, bye. Nobody rational likes seconds. The culture encouraged them to chase short-term happiness. Western parents don't instill this into their kids as they are growing up, and they end up regretful. Correction, Western moms. Moving on.
That also plays into the systematic stuff that I was talking about because a lot of women can't get jobs in construction.
Have you ever tried to be a concreter?
Yeah. No, but I totally would.
Okay, why aren't you?
Because I'm not educated on it.
Why don't you go and get educated on concreting?
I totally would. Like, as soon as I get things straightened out,
sure.
I want a different field. I'm tired of the medical field.
Let me tell you this, and you can disagree with me if you'd like. You wouldn't last 2 minutes as a concreter because, unfortunately...
I'd like to try to prove people wrong.
In the modern world, you can think that all you want, and that's because your life is so comfortable that you can have that strain of thought. But the fact of the matter is that I did concreting for a few months, and I didn't last, and I'm not a weak guy. But these guys are some of the hardest people you'll ever meet in your life. They are up at the crack of dawn every day, breaking their backs. You would not last a single day. You can sit here and say girl power all you'd like. You wouldn't last a day, I guarantee.
I played a shorter version of this before, but the full version deserves a closer look. For starters, if they have red, pink, green, or blue hair, there's a 99.9% chance nothing of value is about to come out here. Secondly, he's absolutely right about manual labor gigs. I had my fair share of experiences here, and the thought of a woman actually carrying the load is absolutely laughable. In fact, I did see women working on site, but they were never actually doing anything that produced real results. They just brought food and water, or passed out papers. I guess that's helping, but the wage gap is justified. The comments are, she'd be put on traffic control. Exactly, forgot about that one. I'm a woman who does welding, and I'm constantly degraded by my coworkers. They think a woman doesn't belong in the field, but my boss has told me on several occasions that I do the best work he's ever seen, and I don't complain nearly as much as my male coworkers. There's absolutely a culture of anti-woman in the trades. Women can and do these jobs, and men hate it, so they make a point to make their lives harder than it should be. At the same time, I also work with some awesome men who think I'm badass, and we love working together, but it is extra hard getting a job in the trades as a woman just because men think women can't do hard work. Exactly where are the places you work? I need to know where I should avoid doing business, or eating, or anything else. Your boss must be very happy though, I'm sure. Next clip.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but...
Leave your husband. Leave your husband.
And that's where the term single ladies keep other single ladies single comes from. Wow, really? See, she got divorced, right? And is now a single mom. But there's animosity in other individuals that might be doing better, right? So if she can get other people to emulate her behavior, they'll be just like her, and she won't be as alone.
This dude is going nuts, and I'd be lying if I said I don't relate. Jokes aside, it's true that, and I've said this before, the feminist serpent can't help but eat its own tail. They do a lot of preaching about unity, and yet anytime they're placed in a shared space to solve problems, the sabotage ensues in about 1 hour, and they end up attacking each other and utterly incapable of solving problems. The top comments. Women who act like this is so weird, like, why should I leave my husband just because you're unhappy? Misery loves company, man. A thought occurred. What if the reason why she is promoting breakups is because either 1, misery loves company, or 2, to expand her options? Think for a moment. A good amount of good men are in relationships or married, which leaves the majority of Chads and Tyrones for single women. Good single men are in hiding, so what's the quickest way to obtain companionship? That's an interesting theory, but be careful when you're trying to diagnose the clinically insane. Looking like Izzy Sparks from Guitar Hero 3 and saying shit like that is crazy. I noticed this honestly. This is why I do not have many single female friends. Most are married or in a relationship. I'm sorry, not really. Next clip.
This is the hottest topic of debate on Twitter for like weeks. This girl was like, I gave my boyfriend a compliment and now I think our relationship's in jeopardy. Right? What? She told her boyfriend, you're not the kind of guy I would hook up with or be friends with benefits with, but you're the kind of guy I would marry. In her mind, that's like a huge compliment. He got pissed and he was like, to me, that's not a compliment. To me, that's really offensive. And he was trying to make her see his point of view. She wouldn't see it, but he wouldn't budge either. So then she posts it. It goes viral on the internet. And it's like one of those issues where it's perfectly split. No guy is agreeing with the girls. No girl is agreeing with the guys. I'll just give you my take on and like what the guy's take is, because I agree with the male perspective. You're saying that just based on me as a man, you wouldn't want me, but with the highest level of commitment, then you'd take me. But you've hooked up with other guys. You've been friends with benefits with other guys, and you let those guys hit for free, but I gotta marry you for the same situation. So it's like you're putting me beneath these guys that like you just hooked up with.
I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like he is looking too deep into
it.
No, I don't think so.
I think what she was basically saying is that you're hubby material.
Without adding the fact that she would also just hook up and be friends with benefits with him, but on top of that, he's husband material. There's one word that could have changed everything, and the word is just. You are not the guy I would just hook up with or just be friends with benefits with, but that's not what she said, and that's what most of the comments are arguing. That's exactly the change. But she said it that way for a reason, and she might try to backtrack.
This was actually kind of interesting to see it manifest in real time. Okay, a couple of things to take apart here right off the bat though. They're both wrong. The women are clearly wrong just by saying that the men are looking to deploy into it. Like what? That's pure concentrated projection. Chicks conflate things all of the time and justify their behavior in the worst possible ways, always digging a deeper hole. The guy is wrong, and bear with me here, because there is no word, not even just, that suddenly makes a woman with a checkered past more viable. Sure, it might put a simp's mind at ease to say that she only wanted past guys for superficial reasons, but real men realize that this is baggage. The comments are, she basically said, you're not my first option, you're my safe option. Bingo, right on the money. Women saying men are thinking too deep is peak hypocrisy. Thank you, I thought I was going crazy here. The girl is saying, you're not the kind of guy I'd find fun and exciting, but I'd marry you. If a guy said it in reverse, I wouldn't take it as a compliment either. She should have said, you're the kind of guy that has everything I'm looking for. Everyone else would have been a waste of my time. Ah, so close. But women saying anything with past and everyone in the same sentence is a massive red flag. I agree with him. She should have said, you are not just a guy I would hook up with, but hubby material would have made a big difference. She basically said, you're not hot enough to hook up with, but you're a good man that will take care of me, LMAO. And the truth will set you free. Next clip.
So you meet a man that's a high value man, a good guy. You think you're going to be celibate for what? Till you marry?
Yes.
You got your goddamn mind. I wish I would meet a 37-year-old with 2 kids and think you going to... Shit. Check, please. No, listen. You're almost 40 years old with 2 kids talking about celibate? You need to be trying to get that shit away to secure a man.
No.
Kevin Samuels in the digital flesh. Both the woman in the last clip and this one have the same delusional feminist mindset. Now that they've been magically baptized by reality, they get to remove the shackles of the past and start fresh with a high credit score. Ladies, if you rode the carousel, you're broke. There's no way that you could just hop right back on expecting an honorable guy to ignore the skeletons in your closet. And if you add a little debt collectors to the equation, well, the situation is definitive. The chance of recovery is 0. Here are the top comments. Shorties be getting ran through and then want to settle down? Like, why does the guy before me do less and get cookies, but now you want me to wait? Men, respect yourself, leave. Amen, brother. Amen. No, 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 no. Ha ha ha, bit late. Now you got the kids to prove it. Now you want the man to play games like it's a new day, new fantasy. Gee, how did you dream this up? No way been another man in there, and now you're celibate. Good luck. Some women will actually get surgery to escape the past. Still doesn't work, though. I'm 36 with 1 kid, and I've been celibate for 5 years. What's the point? And I think that answers anyone's skeptical questions. Next clip.
Listen, I've confirmed it. My husband no longer cares about me. Okay, so this morning when I woke up in a really bad mood. And I wanted to talk to him about it. So when he asked me the first time, he said, "What's wrong with you? You're acting like you're in a bad mood or something." I said, "No, I'm fine." Okay, so then he asks again. He was like, "No, I can tell something's wrong with you. What's going on? Is there something wrong?" And I said, "No, I'm fine." And then he never asked me again. He never asked again. And what really hurts the most is that I was going to tell him on that third time. I was going to tell him the third time that he asked. And then he just must not care. He must not give a single shit what's wrong with me because he didn't ask for the third time. He did not persist with the questions. He asked twice.
Hey, just tell him the first time, okay? Just tell him the first time, and you'll be good. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna go lay in traffic now, okay?
Another fresh take on a blast from the past. And a total nightmare. This woman, in the original video, went on for another 5 minutes describing how she was gonna leave him for not catching any of her, quote, signals. The fact that even if he was a magician or wizard and caught the signals, the woman would still be hunting for the bag in subsequent divorce. With modern feminists, the unlucky husband gets about 5 years tops before the whole thing blows up in his face. I mean, this dude is probably just going about his day at work, not knowing that she's putting him on blast for millions of angry women that will encourage her to blow it all up. Here are the comments. He did give 2 shits, he just didn't care for 3 shits. Boom, gold star for you. She lies, she was never going to tell him. She went to sleep mad and she got up mad. She wants to be mad. Exactly. There was no way to win in this situation. I wanted to talk to him about it. Proceeds to not talk to him about it and then makes it his fault? Women. OMG, I can't even get past her nagging voice for 20 seconds. Bye. Speaking for women, we don't claim her. But you sure did create an environment that did, so here you go. Walking on.
Adam and Eve had sex, so what's the big deal?
Well, I didn't say that sex is the big deal. The big deal is whether or not you have what is considered virtue and honor.
Who cares about honor in 10 years' time?
Well, I'm going to explain it to you if you want the answer.
Yes, Karen.
Other men are always going to see you as a cuck. Because they consider this to be low virtue, they're always going to consider you to be lesser than them, no matter how poor they are. The poorest man on this planet who has a virtuous wife who is loyal to him is always going to consider himself richer than any amount of money that you give yourself based on the fact that you let other men bone your chick. You have now told me multiple times the only thing which you value is money.
Yes.
After all, God's not going to feed you. He's not going to clothe you. He's not going to take care of you.
He won't.
Though there's almost every other thing on planet Earth you could do to make money. You took the easy path to make money, and you shared the one thing that men never share, which is their woman, in order to do it. That's why all men everywhere will always consider you lesser than they are.
Unfortunately, sometimes feminists have an Adam's apple, but it doesn't make them men. The comments are, who cares about honor in 10 years' time, told me everything I needed to know. Ha ha ha, why's the guy look like Sid from Ice Age? Acorns are scared of him. A man who values money above all else has no value as a man. Yo, dude bought 2X teeth when he needed a medium. If he's allowing his girlfriend to sleep with other men, he has no relationship. All he is in denial. He got played, no question about that. Next clip.
Men tend to be better people than us. Yeah, they really do. They tend to. No. They tend to do the right thing. There's a reason we have phrases like a man of his word, right?
Yeah.
Not a woman of her word. Because men will actually stick things out. Women, when shit gets hard, we just leave. And you're proving my point. What was your first answer? My happiness, right?
Of course. Everyone deserves to be happy. Everyone deserves to be loved.
A family doesn't work when it's about you. It's supposed to be about your kids.
No reason, though. I know you want to minimize it and pretend it's nothing, but it is
nothing. Like, do you hear? This is what I mean when women whine and complain. We live in a civilization that was built by men. You used to need a husband to protect protect you. Now the government pays you to be a single mother. The government pays you to basically be homeless as a chick. The government pays you to have multiple baby fathers. There's so many incentives. You can get paid to go on OnlyFans. You can get paid to do whatever you want. And on top of that, you don't need to live with a guy if you don't want to. We have all the choice we've ever had in human history. And what will women still do?
I just
moan.
And this is the objective truth, even if the fake blonde continues to wig out. Here are the top comments. I like that woman. She is saying facts and truth. Notice how she kept attempting to drown Pearl out and interject, interrupt, talk over her while communicating with her emotions. I agree with her sometimes, but she can speak in general terms. Not all women nor men are the same. They are where it matters. That's the problem we're getting at here, bud. It is always interesting when a person who doesn't have a family or a man spews all her knowledge. You definitely don't have either of those things. We need more women like this who have empathy for men and understand us. You'd have better luck finding a unicorn, mate. Next one.
I be hearing the way y'all talk about us, ladies. I do. Y'all say we not. Y'all say we not smart. Y'all say we not smooth. So how do these that's not smart, not smooth, not keep finessing you? How? If it's not you, how do that's not smart? How do that don't got don't do don't give you? How they keep getting over on you? Who is it? If they're not smart, if we got no game, if we don't know how to cheat, who is it? Like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm saying y'all not vetting these, bruh. Y'all do invest. You let him tell you he got some plans for you and you start investing immediately. Y'all don't require no type of evidence for. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was you before you got here? What do you provide yourself? Do you feel safe in your own skin?
Hey,
like, what does that? Y'all don't have none of these answers from nobody, and then y'all come back outside and talk about it's a shortage. Beloved, you never had the answers to the test.
I love it when they tell it straight in front of the hive mind, and they let the players play. The comments here are, a lot of women drove home crying. Can't find a good man to save their life, but has a steady supply of baby daddies. They hated Kevin Samuel for telling them the truth. Point and blank. Want someone to give you what you haven't given yourself. That's called delusion. I swear, y'all like a beautiful lie opposed to the ugly truth. It's been that way for a long time. Now we're not feeding it anymore. Next.
I would love to be a stay-at-home mom. I would love to be a homemaker and a wife. I would love to be able to live on a homestead and go milk my cow and take the eggs out of the chicken coop and have one baby in the belly and on my hip and another toddler coming behind me. That's like my dream, but I can't fucking do that because the way the economy is set up is I'm forced to work. I'm forced to get an education, a higher education, a college degree in order to make enough money that I can be financially independent and afford my own home or my own rent or my own gas or my own groceries, my own insurance. And it's extremely difficult to do that. And it's very isolating as a woman when you have to do all of that all on your own and you can't find somebody that you can outsource some of those chores and financial responsibilities like you would with a spouse. So no, being a single working woman absolutely sucks. It's the worst thing ever. I hate it. I would go back to the 1950s in a second just so I wouldn't have to deal with this shit.
Behold, ladies, the result of your decisions. The comments are, women got what they asked for and hate it. Big surprise. She is becoming the husband she wants. Get a wife, dude. I don't think these homesteader women realize how much harder that life is than the work they currently do. The whole 1950s housewife thing was a novelty in post-war USA and still middle to upper class. Being an actual stay-at-home mom means doing nearly all housework and homeschooling the kids. Homesteading, you're going to be working the farm in addition. Oh, what a tragedy. And if you made it to the end of this video, I want to say I appreciate you. So don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment to have a chance to win, and hit that sub button for daily videos. And if you could take a quick sec to subscribe to the second channel, Man Guide Reacts, link is down below in the description so we can be sure that our message will keep on reaching the new men out there. I appreciate all the support, y'all, and I want to wish you all tremendous success.